Hey, Sporty Shorty, how we doing today?
I'm all right. What's going on with you?
All right, all right. So, week 4 in the
Week 4 in the
NFL.
NFL.
Nice. What we got today?
I'm gonna start off with my Jets. Gonna
Okay.
start off with my Jets.
Oh, all righty.
Okay, Jets 2-2. Steelers 1-3. They played the Steelers, beat them 24-20.
Was that Monday?
That was Sunday.
Sunday.
That was Sunday, 1 o'clock game.
Oh, right. The 1 o'clock game.
Yeah. Zach Wilson, quarterback that I've been critical of, but he came back off of his injury, and he had an up and down game. But the thing that impressed me about him is he made big plays in the game.
Okay.
Very big plays in the game. He didn't get rattled. They started off very well. Steelers started to come back, and Zach Wilson did not get rattled. You know, he stayed composed and still continued, like I said, to make big plays.
Okay.
Even in the second half, when Mike Tomlin changed his quarterback, he had Mitch Trubisky out there, who's been the starting quarterback all year so far, and he went with his rookie Kenny Pickett, who the fans have been clamoring for. Kenny Pickett came in there and he gave them a big spark, and the momentum changed to the Steelers. I have to say, to be honest, whenever the Jets play the Steelers, it's a hard game for me because I'm also a Steeler fan.
That's right.
So that's tough. Mike Tomlin is my favorite coach. I've been a Steeler fan since the Jerome Bettis days, the bus. Troy Polamalu, Ryan Clark, Big Ben. Like, those are my guys. Hines Ward. So it's always tough when those two teams play because I do like the Steelers a lot as well. But the Jets are my team. But like I said, Tomlin made the switch, brought in Kenny Pickett. It seemed to spark their team, seemed to energize their team. And they had the momentum. And I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Same old Jets. But the Jets, they hung in there. They hung in there, and they played very well, considering the circumstances. Like I said, kudos to Zach Wilson for maintaining his composure. I got to shout out Corey Davis, wide receiver for the Jets, who made some very big plays in that game, made some very nice catches. Tyler Conklin, tight end for the Jets, another guy who made a lot of big plays and really helped Zach Wilson out a lot.
Nice.
One last note, unfortunately, there was a fan who died after the game.
Oh, my goodness.
He fell off an escalator.
Exiting the game?
Yeah, exiting the game.
Wow.
Yeah, and he fell to his death. So rest in peace to that fan.
That game was in...
That game was in Pittsburgh. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a sad note.
Gosh, our prayers go up for his
Yeah,
family.
for sure. So rest in peace to that fan and strength to his family. Moving forward, I gotta shout out the Eagles. They're the only 4-0 team in the league. The only undefeated team. I gotta shout them out.
Yeah, they
Philadelphia
team.
Eagles beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 29-21. The Eagles are now 4-0. Jaguars 2-2. I gotta shout them out. The Eagles defense has been phenomenal throughout the season so far, and I gotta shout out quarterback Jalen Hurts, the young Jalen Hurts from Alabama. He's been phenomenal. You know, he's been. People say he's been managing the game. I think he's done more than that. I think he's been one of the better quarterbacks, even though he has a lot of weapons around him. Obviously, they got that great defense. He's got a pretty good O-line. He's got good receivers. He's got pretty good running back. But Jalen Hurts he's been great.
Doing his thing.
He's doing his thing. I'm happy for him.
Okay.
I'm happy for him.
Kudos.
Kudos to Jalen Hurts for real. Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. They beat the Commanders. I still can't stand that name, by the way.
They were better off with
They was just better off being a Washington football team, which I didn't like that either. But the Washington Commanders, I can't stand the name. I can't.
Yeah.
The Commanders?
What are they Commanders?
How much time did they have to come up with the name? They've been the
It's been
Washington
a few
football team
years,
for a
no?
couple of years, I believe.
Come on.
Commanders. Okay.
They should have consulted a
They
sports
yeah,
show.
they could have asked me. I would have came up with a much better name than the Commanders. So anyway, the Dallas Cowboys beat the Commanders. It sounds funny every time I say it, doesn't it? 25-10.
That sounds like more than just a beat.
That's
That
a
sounds like
smackdown.
whooping.
That's a smackdown right there. With a name like Commanders, it's kind of hard to win, though, right?
Wow, you
I can't. I'm playing right now,
Okay.
but I'm just playing. But the Commanders.
Kidding, not kidding.
I'm kidding, not kidding. That's right. I just can't get down with that name. I'm sorry. But yeah, the Cowboys are 3-1. The Commanders are 1-3. I think I might just say Washington from now on. 'Cause I just the name Commanders is just that's a problem for me.
He just can't.
I just can't with it. But props to Cooper Rush, the quarterback who's playing for the injured Dak Prescott. To be honest, I never heard of him before. But he's played fairly well. He's been a game manager.
Okay.
Which is okay. It's okay for you. You get paid to manage the game. But he hasn't contributed to them losing. Like he hasn't made mistakes for the most part. They've been winning with him. So shout to Cooper Rush for being able to maintain and not muck up the game or mess up the game. It shows you how talented these quarterbacks are, even the backup quarterbacks. So shout out to him for coming into the game not expecting to play, being ready to play though.
Right.
With Dak being out. One more thing with Dak, they talking about Dak coming back this weekend.
Big mistake.
Big mistake, yeah, I agree. Jerry Jones is talking about possibly Dak playing on Sunday, but there's reports that he can't even grip the football well. So if you can't grip the football, how are you going to play on Sunday?
It's kind of part of his
It's
position.
part of his job. If you can't grip the football, how do you throw the football effectively? And how is it that your opponents don't just hit your hand if they know that you're having a problem gripping the football?
That's what's going to happen.
Right, that's what's going to happen because that's what football players will do. They're going to challenge you. They're going to see if you're ready to play.
And they're always going to attack your weakness.
They're going to, that's what they do. That's their job.
That's their
job.
What they get paid
That's
to
what they're going to tackle you. And they're going to see if you're really ready. So I don't think that's a good idea to put him out there if he's not ready to throw that football. You coming off a surgery on your thumb. Like, if your thumb is not strong enough, you got to sit out. Sit out. Sit out until you're well. That's my take on that. Moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was a good high-scoring game. Chiefs 41, Buccaneers 31. Chiefs are now 3-1. The Buccaneers are now 2-2. Mahomes had 3 touchdowns in the game. Mahomes, that's my man. Against Tampa Bay's great defense. Tampa Bay has a great defense, and Mahomes carved them up for 3 touchdowns and 41 points.
Nice.
Very impressive. People were down on Mahomes last year. He had a down year for him. He still had a better year than most quarterbacks last year. Like I said, come on, like where's all this Patrick Mahomes hate coming from? I'm like, yeah, he had a down year for him. His standards, his great standards. And I think people forgot about him a little bit. But he's proven that he's still right there.
He's evergreen.
He's still one of the best in the game. And he's proven it this year. People thought that he wasn't going to be able to score the way that he's been able to score without Tyreek Hill being on the team, who's a great wide receiver who went on to the Miami Dolphins. But he still has Travis Kelce, who's playing very well. He still has a lot of weapons on his team. And Mahomes is Mahomes.
That's right.
He's that guy. So stop slandering that man's name. That guy's still one of the best. And he did it against one of the best in Tom Brady.
There you go.
Like, come on, let's be real. One last thing. Antonio Brown. What's up with that man?
Oh, my goodness.
This guy was in Dubai at the Armani Hotel in the hotel swimming pool, exposing himself. Like, for one, why are you naked in the swimming pool? Apparently, he rubbed his butt on some woman,
Oh my God.
put his butt in her
Lord have
face.
mercy.
I'm just saying, this is what's been reported.
This is nuts.
What's wrong with that man?
They keep trying to say there's nothing wrong with him.
It's got to be
but
something
there's
wrong with him
clearly
because the
something
things
wrong
that
with
he
him.
does just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You don't know this woman from anywhere. You shove your butt in her face.
And not to mention, even if he does know her and they
It's
were
still
together,
right.
it's Dubai.
It's still Dubai.
You
Like
cannot conduct
you can't.
yourself that
Right.
way
It's
in Dubai.
right. They have their own laws. You better be aware of someone's laws when you go to their country. But I don't care whether it's Dubai, whether it's Dallas, whether it's New York, Chicago, wherever it is. Don't conduct yourself like that. Period. And then you decide to expose your penis. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I'm surprised he didn't get arrested. To be honest,
I'm surprised as well.
I'm surprised, especially in the Middle East. Like, what's wrong with you? Not only does he do that, it's been reported that Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen are getting a divorce. Antonio Brown decides to post a picture trolling Tom Brady hugging Gisele Bündchen.
I did not hear about this.
Antonio Brown was hugging her in a picture, and he decides to post that on the day that
The announcement.
they announced that they are filing for divorce.
What?
How classless is that?
And when they supposed to be friends?
This is I'm getting to that.
Okay.
This
sorry.
is Tom Brady of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who brought in Antonio Brown last season to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is when nobody else really wanted him. He had played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, wore out his welcome there, with Mike Tomlin, mind you, who's a player's coach. You know, who tried to support Antonio Brown when Antonio Brown didn't support Mike Tomlin. This is the same Antonio Brown who moved on to the New England Patriots and wore out his welcome there. This is the same Antonio Brown that went to Las Vegas Raiders, who wore out his welcome there. Who Tom Brady said, you know what, I'm going to give him another chance. Let's bring him to Tampa Bay and see what happens. Had him around his family, you know, welcomed him in with open arms when a lot of people would not have done that. And this is the man you cross? This is the man you cross who brought you in. And this is the same Antonio Brown that ran off the field mid-game and basically retired. Just quit on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against my Jets mid-game or late in game. I don't remember. I think it was maybe second quarter, third quarter when he left. But he ran off the field, took his jersey off, ran off the field. What kind of nonsense is that? But then you want to post this picture of hugging this man's wife. I mean, it's classless. It's classless. I don't know how this man is not getting help. Like, his antics are just over the top. And at this point, I don't see it getting better unless he gets help.
Right. He needs
This
help.
is a situation that will probably get worse, and he might end up in jail. You know, get some help. Get some help, because that's no way to conduct yourself. On that note, that's all I got. But yeah, get some help.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's you just don't conduct yourself like that. You know, I have a feeling something's really wrong with this guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not cute.
He presents as someone with mental health
Yeah,
issues.
he needs help.
And we definitely advise anyone that's feeling like they're struggling mentally or emotionally or just feeling overwhelmed by life in general, just please seek the help. You know, it's okay to cry out for help, you know.
Indeed.
No one's gonna judge anyone who's in need of help.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Well said.
All right.
Definitely well said. Well, on that note, that's all I got for you today, but I wanted to get that out. That last part about Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
He definitely needs help. Something's clearly wrong.
Yeah, so sound off in the comments. Let us know if you agree or disagree with any of the things that stood out to Sporty Shorty this week. Definitely don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share these videos with your community. And we'll see you, Sporty Shorty, on Friday for...
Friday for Around the World of Sports.
All right.
I'll be doing my segment.
Sounds good.
All right, sounds good. Peace.
Peace.